Hey there, can you raise that lamp about 6 inches, right? Excellent. A butler should always look sharp. So,
At what point in the 22 season was it clear to you that the team was struggling?
well, right after the Hungarian GP. I may only be the money, but even to me it was obvious. The whole thing was a shambles.
Yet again, Konnersport Jackson and Butler battling it out on track. It seems as
Hang
if
on
they...
2 seconds, Nats.
Okay, Devon, Aiden's lapping faster than you. I need you to let him pass, please. Devon, do you copy? Listen to me, I need you to let Aiden pass now.
Butler just completely blanking the order there. Seems like he didn't even acknowledge it.
Too true, but as you can see, no way through for Jackson. No way at all. This Konnersport rivalry is getting heated on the track here in Hungary.
Hey, what is up guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to F1 23. So we're going to continue our Breaking Point 2 playthrough today with part 2 as we set off at the Hungary ring in Hungary, quite obviously. This time we're having yet again another run in during the 2022 season with our teammate Devon Butler. Now as you can see, he's basically got a lot less pace than us and he's just not letting us by. Obviously the Hungary ring, notoriously bad for real proper overtaking opportunities. It's rather quite a tight circuit, and as you can see we've got our objectives for the race: overtake Butler before lap 14, which gives us 3 laps, and then we have a bonus there in finish in the top 8 and get the fastest lap. So this is going to be the first instance of what I'd like to call a dynamic objective during this game, which means it's going to change once we've completed the first. So it essentially gives us 2, and then it'll move on and give us another task. So as you can see, we're going on to lap 12 here. We're going to try it down the inside of our teammate and just give him a little nudge, considering he's just being completely inconsiderate to the team, not only costing them points, but also essentially just holding a little grudge from Breaking Point 1. Eventually we did get through, and as you can see, the objective has now changed to finishing in the top 10. So up ahead we're going to go on to lap 13, and we're just managing to get ourselves on the back of Vettel. Now we have turned up the difficulty to the max difficulty. Anything below that I just found a bit too easy. So we're managing to close up on the AI now. They are much more aggressive and, you know, much better at defending and such. So Vettel's going to go over there. We're going to accidentally run into the back of him, mainly because once the AI kind of comes off of the line, and then if they tuck back into an AI, they do seem to slow down quite a bit. So we did finally dispatch of Sebastian Vettel there. As you can see though, he's dropped all the way down to P16, so our teammate is still right on our tail there. So Vettel's actually lost 2 positions, and now we're going to go ahead and chase down Albon for P13 to bring us closer to our main objective. So, you know, we did have until lap 14 to overtake Butler, which we quite easily did, and then we've got obviously until the end of the race on lap 18 to get ourselves into P10. And if we want to do the bonus objective, we've got to go a little bit further up to P8. So we're going to use DRS to get past Albon and dispatch of him as quickly as possible and catch back up to the rest of the field. So we've got Ricciardo in the McLaren just up ahead. Obviously this taking place in 2022. He is still at McLaren at this point. We're going to get that one down the inside, and that's going to be that move done on the McLaren before we have to chase down the Alpine cars of Alonso and Ocon. As you can see, Ocon has the little target above his head because that is our main objective for this race, to get ourselves into the points scoring positions after dispatching of our teammates. So we're going to use DRS on Alonso, try and get it around the outside. So obviously he's on the inside there. We do eventually clear him before going into another DRS zone and hoping to close that gap on Ocon to get our overall objective over and done with. Into the left-hander, as you can see, no DRS zone through here. Both of the DRS zones at the start of this circuit, so I guess right at the start and right at the end. We're going to try it around the outside. He's going to defend that one, and then that means we're going to have to kind of, you know, find ourselves once again trying to get this move done. Now we're going to come into this sort of chicane here, and this is where the AI is notoriously slow. So they will defend, but then they'll slow down a ton before you try and get through there, so it is best to just kind of plant it down the inside. Eventually we got our main objective done, and then we continued our battle up the field, putting ourselves into P9 with an overtake on Kevin Magnussen there, and then we finally got our bonus objective done when we overtake Lando Norris in the second McLaren. Now we do need to get the fastest lap as well, and sadly this is going to be something that we just cannot achieve around here. We just didn't get the fastest lap. We are currently chasing down Bottas, as you can see just up ahead there in the Alfa Romeo, having a pretty good race as per usual in the 2022 season. So into the right hander we go, and we're going to try and get this move done as quickly as possible. Obviously we can try and get it done down the inside there, but he has that one pretty much covered, which means we're going to be getting DRS on the main straight. As you can see, activation zone there just on the track map, and this is going to allow us to get DRS and overtake Bottas for P7, giving Konnersport some perfect points in the process, with our teammate absolutely falling back at that point. So we didn't quite get the fastest lap, however we have completed essentially the main objective, which was overtake Butler and get in that top 10, which we did rather quite easily. We did get in the top 8, but no fastest lap, meaning we've actually failed that bonus objective, to be quite honest. Bit of a shame there, because it was a very, very good battle through. But that means Aiden Jackson's finally got some points for Konnersport, and we can move back in to the celebrations of Red Bull winning. Obviously Max Verstappen taking the win there, I believe that was Russell also with him. So yep, we do have the podium celebrations in Breaking Point as well, and as you can see the Red Bull team, quite happy with that, even though they look very robotic in their movements. But the most important thing is we do finally have some points for this new team in F1, and the story is going to continue on. Now you're going to see in the cutscene there's going to be a bit of a introduction for a certain someone that you may have noticed at the beginning of this video, in terms of his input within the team, and there's going to be yet more controversy with Devon Butler, his father, and the team overall as they continue their charge in this 2022 season to find their feet in the world of F1. Now we'll come back after the cutscene, and then we'll kind of talk about what kind of goes on after that, and then we'll get ready to end the episode, ready for episode 3 in a few days time. But quickly, before we get into that bit, we do have our first press interview of this story mode. So, as you can see, it was a good race out there today, Aidan, but what do you want to know is what exactly happened with Devon. It sounded like he completely ignored the direct team order. Now, because we've got our level up there, we've got a level 2 option to, give a good response, which I think is quite nice that we do have dynamic interviews even within this story mode, which is something I didn't really expect to see. You can see we've got another question after what happened in Canada. What would you say? You're wondering if the old Jackson-Butler rival is still well and truly back. Now, we don't actually have a level up option here, so as you can see, there are our options. The problem is Devon will never change, old habits die hard. I think the press takes the rivalry too seriously, and then we've got that's in the past. We're all focusing on Konnersport, which was the one we're going to choose, mainly because we just kind of want to look good for this team that we're trying to work our arse off for. But sadly, we've got a teammate that's a bit of a pest and wants to put a spanner in the works. Now we've got another question here, and again we've got another one due to our reputation. We could have pushed harder, so we're going to go ahead and enter that one, and we're going to get a little boost there. As you can see, press response. So again, just helping us move up those levels and give us more opportunities throughout this story mode. So we're going to answer a final one here. So you mentioned the car. In regard to Konnersport, not had the easiest time so far this season, and again we've got another level up option, and again we're going to go ahead and just take that one for the press interview. So that is going to conclude the press interview. It is nice to see that we are able to kind of get some different unlocks depending on our levels and such, and it does seem quite a decent system that is in place. So let's go ahead and go to the cutscene.
Okay, I'll leave that in your capable hands. Devon, you had a problem with a team order today?
Didn't happen.
What?
Look, I know everyone's saying I ignored it, but it didn't happen. I never got the order. Check the comms.
Shoddy workman always blames his tools, eh?
Check the comms.
Okay, we checked the communication pipeline. Fix it. This cannot happen again.
Typical.
Aiden, listen.
What's the point?
It's just Devon being Devon.
And what? That makes it okay? He's an arrogant...
No, You're right to call him out. But imagine if we didn't give him certain freedoms. He'd be even harder to manage. As his father, I know. Aiden, you're the best driver that we have. And it's right for you to put Devon in his place. He needs it. The team needs it.
Thanks. Between you and me, I don't think this team is right for me. I think...
Honestly, we don't deserve you. And I know that you're being discussed at other teams. So just keep doing what you're doing.
Sure. I'm sorry if I've spoken out of turn. About Devon.
Not at all. You know the best way to keep Devon in his place?
What's that?
Beat him.
So as you can see there, it does seem like not only is Devon's dad kind of involved with this whole comms such, but we do have a few more options as a team manager. So we've been contacted by a film production company. We've basically just got to pick if we want to either decline it or pick a certain driver to kind of take part and be the face of it. Now, obviously, I'm not going to go with Devon after all of his kind of antics on track this season. We're actually just going to go with, obviously, our #1 driver, which is the person we're playing as, which is Aiden there. So we're going to go ahead and pick him. I feel like he is a much better ambassador for the team as a whole. And then we've got another one. When challenged by the press about disregard for team orders, Devon went public with the comms issue. We're now being pressured for a statement. So we're going to go ahead and use, again, a answered level. Then obviously we've got Devon's promised a factory tour proper streamer, and this is giving us kind of our response to what happened, and obviously the team back at the factory weren't too happy with that decision, so a bit of a poor decision on our part it seems. So that's it. We're going to have some news obviously here. We've got the likes of the old rivals return. We've got another phone call here, this time from Devon's father, basically saying that if the comms issue was a comms issue, it's tough. That's what you've got to kind of take it as. Although we know Devon is basically just lying through his teeth about it. Then obviously we've got the social media side of things and such. So that is going to round it off for this episode. There's not much more to this one. It was just a case of Devon just doing Devon things, and we'll continue again with episode 3 in a few days time. So a big thank you to everyone that has joined me for this video. I'm enjoying playing through this. It is definitely, in my opinion, a big improvement over the original Breaking Point. There's more control to it, there's more features. I love the reputation system. I think it works very, very well as we kind of progress through from what I'm seeing already. And I will see you all in the next one. If you like this, don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss an upload from me. I'll load F1 23, GT7, all the kind of motorsport games are uploaded on this channel. Big thank you to Poggers and the Controller people for their continued support, as well as all of my channel members. If you do want to become a channel member and kindly help towards the channel, I will be sorting out some new perks in the coming months. I'll have my Discord, my Twitter, my donation link down in the description down below, and I'll see you all later on, guys. Take care. Peace.